I know that I said no more speed sim, but this, I have to talk about with how bad this is. It would be great if all my textures could load, though. They'll load on the way. I don't care. So for starters, right? These bits of trash are still in the game. Now, I never went over this in a video, but I think silver is a complete waste of money. I think Espio looks decent, but no, I am not encouraging the buying of gold eggs. I'm not telling people, yeah, you should totally buy gold eggs for this skin. I'm not saying that. They added an Elite Sonic thing here. Or whatever, I don't care. Now, the couple things that really got me angry. For starters, everyone was... Which, I don't know if people know this yet, but if you've already completed the Super Shadow event in the past, you don't need... Because I haven't done the quest this time, but if you've already completed the event the first time, you don't need to do the event again just to experience this. But, something I want to point out here is people keep being like, Infinite's gonna be in the game. Guys, is Infinite gonna be in the game? Guys, Infinite. Guys, Infinite. Guys, Infinite. Oh my god, look, there's Infinite. Here's my only issue. And in Spartan Cowboy's most recent video, which I literally watched like 2 minutes ago, which I'm not gonna stick around for this because I think this boss fight's absolutely garbage. Which, keep in mind, this whole video is my opinion. If there's something I say that you disagree with, don't be an asshole about it. But yes, you may give me your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. But anyways, he pointed out that there was... I don't know who said it, but Spartan said that there was a guy who gave an explanation of why Infinite can't be added. And it's the same rule that's always been in the game. And it's that no dead characters are allowed. Now, in that video, Spartan points out that kids would be all, oh my god, but Infinite's right there. Guys, that is not Infinite. That is an illusion created by the Phantom Ruby. Infinite is still dead. Infinite is a dead character and therefore cannot be added to the game. And I know people would argue, well, what about Metal Sonic and Neo Metal? Might I add, Neo Metal is a form. Metal transformed into Neo Metal. It's a form, not an actual separate character. And people may talk about Metal, but the thing is, Metal isn't dead. Metal never died. Because every time Metal gets destroyed, Eggman just rebuilds him. Eggman is the sole reason why Metal is technically not a dead character. So Metal isn't dead. That's why we can play as Metal. That, and Infinite's been in like 2 games, maybe 3 at most. Metal has been in almost every single Sonic spin-off I can think of, and even most Sonic games, he is a boss fight. Like, Metal kind of needs to be playable. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Not even close. The 2 things we're here to talk about today are, for starters, you guys remember how all of those fast passes had exclusive skins? Specifically, if I scroll down to Shadow, we had these 2, Warlock Shadow and Darkness Riders, and how it was exclusive to that fast pass. What in the hell is this? What is this? What is that? So, GameFam's just straight up lying now, because skins aren't exclusive. It's basically a FOMO tactic. They're making you think something's exclusive, so you'll buy the Fast Pass, and then they'll just re-release them. Because GameFam doesn't care about the community. They don't care about us, and they don't care about you. GameFam is basically scamming kids out of money just so they could feel special for a couple months And then afterwards, too bad. Like, I don't know if there's any Timmys watching, but too bad, little Timmy. That little shadow skin that you spent $10 on, yeah, he's not rare. GameFam lied to you. Which is really upsetting because it's a complete scam. You're basically tricking people into buying these, and then you're completely 180ing, and then the thing that you said was exclusive to a Fast Pass is not that. That would be like in old Fortnite, back in like chapters 1 or 2. Skins were exclusive to battle passes, and they stayed exclusive. That would be like, one of the best seasons would be like chapter 2, season 2, or as people know it as, the Secret Agent season. Imagine if they made that battle pass exclusive to you, but then, as they're doing now, like a couple of months later, they release the whole battle pass buyable in the item shop. You can just buy Midas like that. Meaning, while you and me worked our asses off to get to tier 100 to get Midas, other people can basically just pay $10 and get them for free. It wouldn't feel good, does it? And now, I already know that there's gonna be that one person in my comments who's gonna go in there and be like, well, why are you upset? Other people can now get it. Stop being selfish. I'm not upset that other people can get it. I'm just upset that people now, like, don't have to work for these skins. The old thing that I liked about Speed Sim was, when there was an event, skins usually took some time to unlock, making it so when you unlock a new character or a new skin, it feels amazing and you're happy because you put in work to get it. And now, that skin that you spent like 2 hours grinding for, somebody can just get in 2 seconds by spending $10. That, and I'm not mad that, again, other people can get it. I'm mad that also GameFam is scamming. No, I don't want that. I'm mad that GameFam is also scamming people by basically entirely lying. Also, that deal is fake. That is a fake deal. It was not 1,000 Robux, bro. So, that's just a little bit upsetting to me that they're completely lying. Also, I saw something that the exotic Chrome style Sonic in the free gifts has a 0.1% chance of getting. How on earth is that fair? You had kids genuinely getting excited because they could have finally gotten Chrome style Sonic after he stayed unlimited for forever? And I would know because I posted the short of me getting him in Phantom Rider. But the issue about that is that these kids who are finally able to get this exotic version of Unlimited skin can't even get it because you make the chances so low. And it's like at that point, kids might as well waste all their money on Red Star rings and buy one off of somebody in the trading hub. But enough of all that. Let's talk about the app. I spent 8 minutes talking about everything but what we were supposed to talk about. This atrocious thing. Why is this a thing? Why is Shadow getting more skins? I'll just do Team Dark. Dark Shadow. Destroy shield generators, gun beetles. Collect energy cores from Radical Highway. Doom, what the hell? Did they put back the original? They did. Oh my god. Well, they got rid of classic Radical Highway and brought back the... I think this is the Shadow Generations one. It should be. Yeah, it is. It is the Shadow. And why is there fire on the road? Ugh. Normally, I really don't like grinding out events anymore because I'd rather play other games. Like recently, I've been refining my love for Final Fantasy. I've been getting into Magic the Gathering. I've been playing a lot of older games because those are what appeal to me more, because I'm not a big fan of live service games anymore. So I've just been playing older stuff. I've been playing card games, for crying out loud. And I think honestly that's kind of sad that I've been doing that. I'll open this for funsies. But just because I know that my audience mostly only watches me for Speed Sim, and they wouldn't give a fuck about me if I recorded videos on anything else, I'm gonna stick to doing Speed Sim videos occasionally if I feel like it's worthy talking about. Also, they got rid of the hidden portal. This is so weird. Also, I don't know if I'm high. Radical Highway seems smaller than I remember it being. But I am gonna grind this event out for you guys because I know there's people who still watch me for Speed Sim. But it doesn't mean that I'm gonna like repeatedly and stay consistent with Speed Sim updates. I am now only gonna make a video if I feel like I need to talk about it. Other than that, I'm not making Speed Sim videos anymore. But Spartan Cowboy did state that Sega hates us, and in a weird way, I kind of agree. Because Sega could easily stop all of the BS coming from this game, but they don't, and it makes me wonder why. It makes me think, are they trying to milk money from kids? Are they trying to kill the game? Because they have 2 games coming out and they're hoping they do well. Because, like, we're not even close to the movie Sonic skin for Sonic Rumble, which I played the beta. I thought it was alright. It's basically just a Fall Guys clone, but I don't care. Fall Guys was really good when it was first a thing. And then Epic Games bought it, and in my opinion, Epic Games ruined Fall Guys. But, again, that's just a unpopular opinion on my part. But overall, I don't think Sega is being very fair. Wait a minute, I saw that. It counted as 1, so I'm assuming with the hero shadow you have to destroy flames or something. And for the people who don't know, which most of you should know, I'm assuming, because most of the people on this game are Shadow fans. I would know because Shadow gets an unholy amount of skins. Which, I don't hate Shadow. Shadow's not my favorite Sonic character, but I don't hate Shadow. Because currently, right now, unironically, one of my favorite Sonic games is Shadow the Hedgehog. I know the game is bad, but I like it. It's just something that I enjoy playing, because even though I couldn't stand the $120 price tag I paid for the game, I still really wanted that game ever since I was younger, so I just said screw it, and I managed to talk the guy down to $80, who eventually sold it to me. But I've had the game for months, and I've gotten almost all the endings, so. I do really like Shadow. I don't hate Shadow. I've personally always been more attached to Silver and Metal Sonic, but I do not hate Shadow. I just don't like Shadow's fans. I think Shadow fans are weird. Which hurts me to say, because I feel like Shadow was unironically... It's not even ironic, it's just facts. I feel like Shadow was the overall highlight of Sonic 3, which is why people loved the movie so much, because they did him so well. But, speaking of Movie Shadow, something that I want to talk about with him is similar to what people are doing with Infinite. How people are like, Infinite's coming to the game because we saw him. No, that's not what's happening. Infinite's technically dead. And I want to point out that technically, they did copy, like, obviously, Sonic 3 was heavily based on SA2, just without Rouge and Amy. Because Amy was in the credits and Rouge was nowhere to be seen. Not the point. Anyways, the issue about people saying that Movie Shadow is going to come to the game, which I feel like it's also just a content farm, like people like to milk it and act like he's coming when he's not. And the only reason why is because the overall thing about Shadow was that Shadow died in his debut game. Shadow did die in SA2, but fans loved Shadow so much that Sega felt obligated to bring him back. And when they brought him back, they had to write it how he was back. We originally thought, too, with all the talk about androids and fakes, that we were then playing as a android Shadow and a fake one, as the real Shadow would still be dead. But in Shadow the Hedgehog, if you waited, I think it was 10, 15 something minutes, in the final boss, the final Black Doom boss fight, it was Super Shadow, Eggman tells you that Shadow fell to Earth. Shadow never died, he just lost his memory with amnesia. So Shadow never technically died. But we had to wait until 2005 with Shadow the Hedgehog in order to figure that out. The only issue about that is it worked back then because we didn't know much about Shadow still. All we knew was a little bit of his backstory, and Shadow the Hedgehog was meant to heavily expand on his backstory and tell us everything we needed to know about him, other than him just being a Sonic lookalike. But with Sonic 3, Shadow and Eggman sacrificed themselves, which, guys, it's April, almost May. Anybody should have seen the movie by now. So, I will say, spoilers ahead, in case if anybody still hasn't seen the movie. So, skip ahead like a minute. But, Shadow and Eggman sacrificed themselves to save everybody at the end of Sonic 3. The only issue is, if you waited until the very, very end, Shadow isn't dead. But they copied the SA2 thing, where technically Shadow was dead. Shadow did die. So, I feel like either A, Game Fam's kind of doing that same thing, where they're waiting for Shadow to make an appearance in his own spin-off, or in Sonic 4, or whatever they choose to do. Which I wouldn't say is a bad thing, but I think that's a possibility. The only other thing I could think of is Game Fam did not watch the end of the very, very end of the movie, or Sega didn't tell them that Shadow is technically not dead. So they could have lied to keep the no dead characters rule. Meaning that technically Shadow did die, and Movie Shadow is now technically a dead character. I don't think that's how it's working, but it sure feels like it. Anyways, enough of me rambling. You guys didn't come here to learn about Shadow history. You didn't come here to learn about why I'm upset with the game right now. You guys didn't come for that. So, I'm gonna skip to where I finish all these quests. The hell? I'm gonna skip to when I finish all these quests, and we'll showcase Dark Shadow and Hero Shadow. After grinding this out, seriously, a pop-up? After grinding this out, it has made me realize just how little this event made me feel. And all I did was half. I still gotta do the other half of the video. But I don't know. I guess in a way, like, this event feels kind of But both of the shadow skins are super skins, and in case you guys also don't know where they're from Shadow the Hedgehog with the hero and dark gauges, where if you kill allies, you will up your dark gauge and be able to do a Chaos Blast, where if you kill a bunch of enemies, or opponents, if you will, I don't know. But if you kill a bunch of enemies, then you can build up your hero gauge, and during stages, you can do a big, long, chaos-controlled dash where Shadow will fly through a stage. Or, during boss fights, he actually does chaos control and stops time. Just in case you guys want to know where it's from. Not that you guys came for that, though. Yep. Dark Shadow. Ooh, I paid for this. Does he at least look in the dark? Yeah, I guess. I mean, he glows nicely, I'll say that. But in a weird way, I'm like, if you want to play with Dark and Hero Shadow, just emulate a copy of Shadow 05. But anyways, we completed Dark, Hero, put out fires, defeat badniks, collect energy cores. Blibbity blah 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 blah. Now, I am also going to grind out Dark Shadow and see if he shockingly does have a Chaos Blast, because I think that would be cool if he did. Why did they shrink this area so much? Ew, you can't even upgrade characters here. I think there's one in Radical Highway though, so let's just go to Radical Highway. I hope you guys are all having a good Saturday. I know some people aren't, and for those of you who aren't having a good Saturday, please, lighten up. Everything's gonna be perfectly okay. But no, these guys are part of the super set of skins, so they do have super meters. I need to look at an evolution. I think they shouldn't have moved the one from Hilltop. I don't know why they shrunk Green Hill so bad. And shoot, summer's coming up, so we better get a good summer event. Like, we better. If not one summer event, we better get several. I'm talking about bring back, I don't know, what was it called? Like Green Reef from when Big was here. Ah, here we go, character mastery. It doesn't look like he gets anything there, but I will grind him out to 2 and see if he gets anything at 3. And at least he does have the new grind, so that's good. Anyways, let's go to Radical Highway and all that. Didn't mean for that to happen. I will be right back. After some time, we are on the very last flame, which, boom. Hero or Dark Award. Basically, the Shadow 05 event. Now, something that I want to go over before we go over Hero Shadow, I want to go over Dark Shadow. Now, he is still star level 1. He does have a Chaos Blast. It's by default. God, the Chaos Blast. It's probably best if we go to Green Hill. The Chaos Blast is such a weird ability, especially since it was originally locked behind Warlock Shadow with that, like, Season 6 mythical Fast Pass thing. But, no, Dark Shadow, it is accurate to the game. He does have a Chaos Blast, so if you really want Chaos Blast, then you can. Chaos Blast isn't that, like, good, though. It's not as good as a Chaos Spear, because that's Chaos Blast. But if I pick someone like Super Shadow, I don't know, a Chaos Spear just seems better. Not from that range. And then like, you can just rush, boom, 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 rush, go over here, boom, boom, boom. Like, in a way, Chaos Spear does still feel better than Chaos Blast. But hey, all the power to the people who really want Chaos Blast. Good for y'all. I just don't think I'll be using Chaos Blast. But it's a coolish ability, I guess. Now, if we get Hero Shadow. He is glowing blue, just like in Shadow. I think the blue should be a bit of a darker blue, but that's fine. Yeah, this one has Chaos Spear. And a similar... Okay, if I'm correct, this Shadow should be able to fly. He does fly. I was like, I'm pretty sure this one should be able to fly. This is basically a Chaos Control. And he does the iconic fly from the start, from the ending of the Shadow opening. That's cool. Oh, and if I absolutely want to, I can rerun this garbage event. I'm not gonna hate on these skins since I am a big fan of Shadow 05. I do really like Shadow 05. Now, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm perfectly okay with Shadow 05 and I like it, but I still don't think this event is very, like, friendly to new players. And I also don't think... I'm okay with this event happening, I just don't know how I feel about it happening this soon. Because literally last week we had Super Shadow, and then the week before that we had the Easter event, but if I'm correct, the Fast Pass was still going on, so there was still the Ninja Fast Pass, which had 2 Shadow skins in it. One of them is a good Shadow skin, the other one is a bad Shadow skin. But overall, Shadow's been in the game so much to where it's like, in a weird way, I'm a little bit tired of Shadow. I don't hate Shadow, I just feel like he's being, like, used and abused. Like, he's in this bundle. You could buy the other thing that popped up with, like, the Rider. 2 Shadow skins in this. Shadow Chow. Shadow Chow. Shadow skin, and it's like so much Shadow. But overall, I do think this event is a little bit cool, and it's nice that they're referencing Shadow 05. But I do wish that this event just came a little bit later, as I think Shadow's being used and abused too much. But it's okay. This event's fine. It's not enough to... I don't recommend it as a reason you should come back. I just think it's a fun little thing. I don't hate this event, but I don't think it's a good thing. And of course, let's end off the video by going into a random trading hub and seeing what people are selling. I apologize that this video is longer, but I feel bad that I didn't upload last week. So... I thought I'd make the video a little bit longer to kind of compensate for me not making a video last week. Okay. Oh. And they just left. Never mind. Okay, let's see what we got. 6... I don't think Luminosity Omega is worth any price, whatever he's charged. Some small trails, some cheaper skins. Also, You buy me 2 Chow, Sonic. I buy you 1 character. Well, I don't know what that means, but... Yep, there it is. A Luminosity Silver for 700k. That will never be worth it in any situation. I don't know how much I have to beg, but it's like, guys, don't spend your money on the limiteds. They're not worth it. Like, some limiteds are cool, and it's understandable that you want the cool skin, but is it really worth throwing away, like, every dollar you have? Because I have every skin up there except for silver, but even then it's like, Luminosity Silver will never be worth that. But, whatever. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please comment your opinions. Give the video a like if you actually genuinely liked it. And if you're new, subscribe, as I try to upload at least 1 video every week. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I don't do any at all, but I'm trying to get better and better as a content creator, so some support would be greatly appreciated. If you have any video recommendations, please comment those down below too. If you guys genuinely think I should come back and make more Speed Sim content, I will, just to satisfy you guys. But other than that, we are pretty much done for today. I will see you guys next time.